I am Dr. Sapna Katiyar, Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department at ABES Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad. This is lecture number 12 of subject electronic devices. The subject code is KEC 301. See, you know that this subject is introduced for the students of second year, ECE, EI, IC and related branches. So, in previous lectures, I have discussed about the semiconductors, about Fermi level, Fermi direct distribution, carrier concentrations. We have drawn a number of like dependency curves as well. And in the previous lecture, you have studied about the conductivity and mobility. You know that conductivity and mobility, both of these terms are very important. Conductivity means how much that particular thing is able to conduct, means for in terms of the electricity. You know that the conductivity is very high for the conductors, conductivity of semiconductor is less than conductors, while the conductivity of insulators is very less in comparison to the semiconductors as well. Conductivity and resistivity are inversely proportional to each other. If conductivity is high, resistivity will be low. If conductivity is low, resistivity will be high. So, all of these terms we have discussed. At the same time, we have discussed about the mobility as well. Mobility means how quickly an electron can move from a semiconductor or within a semiconductor, like how quickly it moves. So, accordingly, we have derived a various mathematical expressions via which you can relate the mobility with current density, how to calculate conductivity, how to calculate the like resistivity. This lecture, today's lecture is about the effect of temperature and doping on mobility. Means here you have to study the two things, how temperature dependency is like related with the doping, mobility, and how doping is related with the mobility as well. So, both of these things are very important. So, you must listen very carefully. Now, see, the mobility of charge carriers, it is essentially a measure of the ease with which a carrier can move under the influence of electric field. As I have told you, this term is, you can understand it in a very layman language. If you are saying that person is very mobile, that thing is very mobile, it means there is a very, it means there is a like huge motion, involvement, mobility from this place to that place to this particular place. This is how you can relate. So, here you are talking about in terms of the carriers, if there is a applied electric field exists, then how the carriers are like moving. Mobility is determined by scattering of carriers. Depends, mobility is highly dependent upon carriers scattering. You know that if you are talking about the single electron is moving randomly in all the directions, here to there to this place to that place, means it would be very difficult to identify, but even in you can estimate it. But if you are talking about a group of n electrons, you can assume like each and every electron is moving randomly in any of the direction. So, it would be very difficult and sometimes it is almost impossible to approximate what is the overall direction of the group. It means mobility is determined by the scattering of carriers. This is the very important term upon which mobility depends. Types of scattering mechanism. There are two types of scattering mechanism which you must remember. What are those? First is lattice scattering. Lattice scattering, it occurs due to the vibration of lattice atoms. So, within a solid, because of the vibrations of lattice atom, the type of scattering which occurs is known as a lattice scattering. Second type of scattering is impurity scattering. What is impurity? See, you can remember both the terms from its name as well. What do you mean by lattice scattering? What do you mean by the impurity scattering? So, when you are talking about the impurity scattering, it occurs because carriers are scattered or deflected. See, there are two terms, either carriers are scattered or carriers are deflected because of what? Because of interaction with impurity atoms. So, if the impurity atoms have been added, then the carriers which are already present in the semiconductor, so those carrier may deflect or the carriers may like scattered. So, accordingly you can explain what is lattice scattering and what is impurity scattering. I hope both the terms are now clear to you. You can define the two types of scattering phenomena. Now, let us first discuss the lattice scattering. Here the objective is to understand each and every type of scattering in detail. So, first to start with lattice scattering. What is lattice scattering? See, vibrating atoms create acoustic waves in the crystal. See, when atoms are vibrating, then acoustic wave is created over here, there, and acoustic particles are known as the photons. This is the important characteristic, the major characteristic because of which you can explain it. So, acoustic particles are known as photon, and photons have a vital role in the explanation or in the understanding of any type of like scattering event. See, you know how to write down the photon energy, you know how to write down the wave vector. Wave vector is denoted by k, and that is nothing but 2 pi upon lambda. Lambda is the operating wavelength. So, this is how you can calculate the photon energy and wave vector at any instant of time. Now, temperature, when temperature increases, the frequency of lattice vibrations increases. See, when you are increasing temperature, then because of the temperature atoms will vibrate more, and it means frequency of lattice vibrations will also increase with the temperature. So, this is directly related to each other. It means mobility decreases at the temperature goes up. See, when temperature is being increased, lattice vibrations frequency will increase and mobility will decrease. It means upon increasing temperature, mobility will decrease. So, this is inversely proportional to each other. This is how you can remember it. And mobility can be written as what? We have already discussed. Mobility is denoted by mu n. Mobility for electron. Mobility for electron is denoted by mu n. This is nothing but q t bar upon mn. Mn is what here? This is the effective mass of electron, which is different from the rest mass. You must remember it. Effective mass of the electron means whenever there is a, means you are considering a solid, while rest mass is considered in a vacuum. So, q t bar upon mn bar, here this term t bar, this is the mean free time between the scattering event. So, that is that particular time. How to denote this t bar? You must remember it as well, mean time between the scattering event. Now, you can write down the photon, mobility of photon. Mobility of photon, this is denoted by what? Mu photon. So, mobility of photon is directly proportional to the mean time between scattering events, which is related to the photon. This is how you can relate it over here. So, this is directly proportional. So, now you can write down this mean time between scattering events, t bar of photon. This is nothing but 1 upon photon density. It will depend how many photons exist over there. It means density of the photons, how many photons are present over there, into carrier thermal velocity. Carrier thermal velocity is denoted by VTH. So, this is nothing but it is directly proportional to the 1 upon photon density into carrier thermal velocity, which is VTH. So, if you write both of these terms, photon density, so from here you will be getting the term for temperature, which is T, and carrier thermal velocity under root T. It means mu is directly proportional to the 1 upon T raised to the power 3 by 2. So, 1 upon T raised to the power 3 by 2 is what? T raised to the power minus 3 by 2. it means mobility is directly proportional to the T raised to the power minus 3 by 2. If you increase the temperature, mobility will decrease. If you decrease the temperature, mobility will increase. So, this is how you can remember it as well by writing the mathematical equations. Now, probability that a carrier will be scattered. So, if you have to calculate the probability of any carrier which is being scattered by a mechanism, if that is being denoted by I within a particular time period. So, how to write it as? This is nothing but dt upon t bar, means in a time duration dt, how to calculate the probability? Dt upon t bar, and t bar you already know, this is the mean time between scattering event. You must remember this particular point. This is very important while explaining or while defining all of these questions. Now, probability that a carrier will be scattered by a mechanism. See, now we are talking about the carrier which is being scattered by a mechanism can be written as what? This is the term we are considering I as a total. So, summation for all the I dt upon t, dt upon t bar. So, this is how you can calculate it for a group, means summation of all the terms. Now, 1 upon t bar is what? 1 upon t1 bar plus 1 upon t2 bar up to so on. At the same time, if you are writing the expression for mobility, what would be this particular term? This term is 1 upon mu 1 plus 1 upon mu 2, so on. So, this is how you can write down both of these equations. Both of these equations have a very important role. So, in this particular manner you can relate, you can calculate and you can explain how photon like energy, mobility of photon is related with the scattering event. Now, scattering, see this point is very important, is scattering from crystal defects. Crystal defects like ionized impurities becomes the dominant mechanism at low temperatures. So, here because you have to explain the behavior, you have to explain the mechanism in terms of the temperature. So, you have to like relate what will happen when the temperature is low, what will happen when the temperature is high. See, it defects like ionized impurities becomes the dominant when mechanism at low temperatures. At the same time, it is because atoms of the cooler lattice are less agitated. So, lattice scattering is less important in that particular case, this is less important. See, what will happen when the temperature is less? So, the atoms will be less agitated, in that particular case it would be less important, but slowly moving carrier is likely to be scattered more strongly. If a carrier is moving slowly, their probability of scattering will be more because of the interaction with a charged ion in comparison to the carrier. If it interacts with a charged carrier, its deflection will be high in comparison to a carrier only. It means impurity scattering events causes a decrease in mobility with decrease in temperature. If there is a decrease in temperature, if temperature decreases, mobility will also decrease over here. This is how you can explain it. See, in this particular case, on x-axis, time scale is being taken, while on y-axis, mobility is being denoted as mu. So, here you can see as I have told you, for the photon scattering, this is directly proportional to the t raised to the power minus 3 by 2. So, with this particular thing, as temperature increases, the mobility decreases, but for the impurity scattering, as I have told you that when temperature is increased, mobility is increased. This term is directly proportional to the t raised to the power 3 by 2. It increases with the increase in temperature, decreases with the decrease in temperature. It increases with the decrease in temperature and decreases with the increase in temperature. See, when the carriers are charged, ionized impurities are charged, as I have told you. See what will happen. You can see in this particular diagram, there is an electron, there is a hole. Here ionized donor, this is being plus is being mentioned, means this is the ionized donor. In this particular case, this is the ionized acceptor is being taken. So here you can see, when the carriers are charged, ionized impurities are charged, and carriers passing near the ionized impurities will get deflected. You can see over here. So if the carriers are moving near the ionized, either the donor atoms or the acceptor atoms, so this is how they will deflect. Here the charge is plus, electron will be bending towards downwards, hole will be moving away. In this particular case, electron will move away while hole will move like downward. So this is how you can explain how these charge carriers behaves when they used to interact with the charged ions. So carriers are deflected by both positively and negatively ionized dopants. Carriers, which are the electrons and holes, they will deflect whether there is a presence of donor atoms or there is a presence of acceptor atoms. It means mobility depends on total doping. Mobility doesn't depend on any type of like ionized dopant. Mobility is not dependent upon only donor atoms or only acceptor atoms. Mobility depends upon total of these particular terms. And higher the doping, the more often is the scattering. Higher the doping, the more often is the scattering. How? If the doping is high, it means the concentration of acceptor and donor atoms will be very high. The sum of acceptor and donor atoms will be high. So what will happen over there? More scattering, more carriers will deflect. See, these many like dopants are available and there are number of carriers are available. So because of the interaction among the carriers and the donor and acceptor ions, the deflection will be there. It means higher the doping, the more often is scattering. A scattering will be less if doping is less. A scattering will be high if doping is high. And you can explain the behavior like in which particular manner scattering happens with the help of this diagram, whether there is a presence of like ionized donor atom or ionized acceptor atom. What could be the behavior? How the electrons and holes will tend to move. So this is how you can explain it over here. Now, see, you can see this particular diagram. This diagram is very important. Here on x-axis, doping concentration is being taken. See, doping concentration N is equal to Na or N of D, donor or acceptor, while on y-axis mobility is being taken, right. So on x-axis doping concentration or y-axis mobility. Here some of the important points, you can see the curve for the like mobility for majority charge carriers, for minority charge carriers, how they are moving, how they are tend to move in that particular case. So some of the important points which you must remember, as concentration of impurities increases, as I have told you, when the concentration of impurity will be high, scattering will be more. The effect of impurity scattering are felt at higher temperature. For example, if electron mobility for intrinsic silicon at 300 Kelvin means at room temperature, if this is 1350 centimeter square per volt second, with donor concentration of 10 raised to the power 17, this is the donor concentration. However, mu n is now 700. See, it means the presence of these many ionized donor atoms introduces a significant amount of impurity scattering. Are you getting this point? See, initially it was 1350, But when 10 raised to the power 17 donor atoms have been introduced, now because of the presence, these many atoms have been like scattered, and now the mobility is remaining, which is 700 centimeters square per volt second. So, in this particular way, with the help of an example, you can explain it. On this particular x-axis, you can see the scale. As well as you are moving towards right, the doping concentration is being increased. Here you can see this is the point for the like mobility for electrons, this point is for the mobility for holes. So, as well as you are increasing the doping concentration, you can see mobility decreases. Even for this also mobility decreases. At a certain point, here the scale I have taken, it goes up to 10 raised to the power 20. So, a point have been shown at which this particular curve being settled down. So, you must remember it, what I have told you. If doping concentrations is high, doping concentration high means number of donor atoms, ionized acceptor atoms will be high, carriers will be more scattered, and with the help of an example also I have shown it to you. Now, in its sequence, let us discuss how it behaves, like as I have told you from one particular like curve, how the behavior can be shown over there. The same has been depicted, I am trying to explain with the help of like another pattern. See, again on x-axis what you have written, you have taken the concentration. So, now the total concentration is being taken for the dopant and the like except for both the dopants, whether it is a donor ions, donor atoms or the acceptor atoms. So, here see, as well as you are moving towards right, this doping concentration is being increased, while along the y-axis this mobility is being taken, and as well as you are moving towards up, mobility is also increases. So, this is how our scale is being plotted over here. See, at when the doping concentration is 10 raised to the power 13, the mobility for holes is 500, while the mobility for electrons is 1400. As well as you are increasing the doping concentration, see mobility of holes is decreases as well as the mobility of electrons is also decreases. So, this is the second case over here, how this mobility is being like decreasing over here when we are talking about the impurity scattering. Means here we are dealing with both the types of impurity atom. See, mu of impurity, mobility for impurity, it is directly proportional to the VTH cube upon Na plus Nd. Na plus Nd is the total concentration. It means mu for impurity, mobility for impurity is directly proportional to the T raised to the power 3 by 2 upon Na plus Nd. So, from here you can see mobility is directly proportional to the T raised to the power 3 by 2. I have shown you in the previous curve, I have directly told you that mobility for impurity scattering, it is directly proportional to the T raised to the power 3 by 2, but how it actually, that has been like explained with the help of this formula. So, this is how you can explain it. In this sequence, now this curve is being drawn for both type of scattering. One is the photon scattering, other is the impurity scattering. For the photon scattering, you know that mobility is directly proportional to T raised to the power minus 3 by 2. So, you can see over here, this is the x-axis where temperature is being taken, this is the y-axis where mobility is being taken. So, as temperature is being increased, mobility is decreasing for the photon scattering. This for the photon scattering, because this is directly proportional to the T raised to the power minus 3 by 2. In the second case, for the impurity scattering, you know that mobility is directly proportional to the T raised to the power 3 by 2. I have shown you in the previous case as well how to derive, how to identify and relate these terms. See, then only you will be able to remember it and you can explain it. So, here mobility is directly proportional to the t raised to the power 3 by 2. So, as well as temperature is increased, mobility is also increasing in this particular way. Here as well as temperature is increasing, mobility decreases. There is another one more variation. You can see here dopant concentration is less, few. Here dopant concentration is more. And in the previous case also I have shown you, if you are increasing the impurity concentration, the mobility decreases. So, you can draw both of these diagrams. See here impurity concentration, the dopants are less scattering. This is being shown from this curve. Let us be 3 number. When you are increasing the dopant concentration, means the overall dopants, which is the sum of the acceptors and donors, this will increase. So, when this will increase, you can see mobility will decrease. So, this is how you can explain both of these points. And again, once again I am telling you, you must remember the two types of scattering events, the two type of scattering mechanism. One is the photon scattering and other is the impurity scattering. I hope now this point is clear to you. Next is high field effect. What is high field effect? Why it is important? How to define it over here? See, you know that drift current is proportional to the electric field. You have calculated the mobility, what is the effect on the charge carriers under the applied electric field. So, you know that the drift current is proportional to the applied electric field. Drift current is proportional to the applied electric field, and the constant of proportionality, it is independent of the field strength. This is the constant of proportionality which is being introduced, and this constant of proportionality, it does not depend upon the field strength. This is what? This is nothing but it is related to the conductivity, and conductivity is like this term is independent of the electric field strength. It means this is true over a wide range of E, but it is not true for large electric field. For a very wide range, this particular point is applicable, this particular point is true, but if you are increasing and increasing the electric field and it goes beyond 10 raised to the power 3 volt per centimeter, means 1000 volt per centimeter, then this point is not find to be true. It means there is some variation. So, at large electric fields, the carrier drift velocity, see, you must remember what is the effect of the variation, what is the effect if you are varying the electric field beyond a particular value. The carrier drift velocity, which is denoted as Vd, it is comparable with the thermal velocity. Thermal velocity is denoted by Vth, this is nothing but 10 raised to the power 7 centimeter per second. So, this is how you can relate it, and if you observe the behavior, then at turning point, the energy imparted by the field is transferred to the lattice. At this particular point, the point which you are saying the turning point, over which you are explaining its behavior, then what is going to happen? At that particular point, whatever the energy is being imparted by the field, that is transferred to the lattice. That energy is transferred to the lattice rather than increasing the velocity, means that particular field energy, that is not going to increase the velocity, that will be directly transferred to the lattice. You can see over here a curve is being plotted in between the E electric field and Vn. On x axis electric field is being taken, on y axis this Vn is being taken. You can see this particular point which you are saying the turning point, this value will be somewhere greater than 10 raised to the power 3. Let us say the plot 10 raised to the power 5 and so on. So, you can see it increases, but at this particular point or after this particular point, it is having a constant velocity, almost the constant curve, almost the constant velocity, and that value will be more than 10 raised to the power 3 volt per centimeter. So, this is how you can explain the effect of high field and how it varies, its behavior also you can explain over here. So, I hope now both the points are clear to you. Thank you so much for watching this video.